Welcome everybody. Wolfa plays Baldur's Gate 3 on honor mode, trying to kill every boss in the first turn of combat. Here we have Ketheric Thorn, which is going to take a great amount of precision and accuracy to do. Rather than explain it and do it, I'm just going to do it and then explain it as I go. My Stormlord over here is going to start things off. She's going to drink a potion and pass the environment's turn. She's going to help Aelin. So that'll trigger the dialogue. Skip. Immediately switch over to this team. Turn-based mode to preserve their invisibility. Okay, she's got haste left. She's fine. Here's where it gets kind of dicey. He does have a shield bash that could prone somebody. The least valuable person in this equation is actually my swords bard here, Starion, an 8-2 split. Normally does a lot of damage, but here he's actually the weakest character. He's providing some utility. So I think what I want to do is get Ketheric to use his reaction against Astarion somehow. And that will pop everybody's invisibility too, because his concentration will fade. Unless it doesn't, in which case I have to react fast. Okay, before we do that though, let's do a speed potion for all these twits. It's vitally important. And the nice thing about this setup is that we can now pass and let the environment take a turn when we know the environment's already in combat. So it's of no consequence. They get their actions back. Starion, I'm going to get into position. Oh, fuck. I guess I'm just gonna... I'm gonna start with a stab. Waste his bonus action. And then draw out the shield bash, which should break concentration. Okay, it did. Everybody's in combat now. Not Karlach though. She's still ticking down. Okay, we're gonna have to let her tick down. No, we don't. What we can do... help Astarion up. Get her in combat. She still has a turn of haste left. Okay, this is doable. And then Astarion gets his actions back because he's standing up again. Okay. This we can do. He has no reactions left, I don't think. He doesn't get a second one because he's legendary, does he? I don't think so. Now we gotta do our best to take him down. Do I want to waste my good punches on him now or try with an unarmed strike? I think we just do the good punches. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, wonderful. Okay. Same turn of combat. Now his new guy, he gets another reaction. Now, back over to Aura here, who should be fully loaded with 2 actions and a bonus action. First thing we have to do is make Myrkul wet with a great store water. I didn't bring a fucking bottle of water. That would have been nice, but I don't have one. So let's do that. Great. He's wet. Vulnerable to lightning. Next up, I'm going to pop in my scroll case here. I still have the Hat of Fire Acuity on. For one simple reason. It's because Scorching Ray still gives you Acuity. So I'm going to use my... I'm going to actually slot it because I want to do this properly. Make sure it doesn't glitch out. Slot my... Am I recording? Yeah, I just always have this like paranoid delusion that I'm not recording. And I'm going to use these guys. Let's just go a little bit forward a bit. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Acuity. Don't know if that's worth it. I could have just done 2 bolts instead, but this is how we're doing it. Level 5 bowl. 90%. Let's go. Got it. Got it. Bang. Reaction. Irrelevant. Her turn is done. Okay. She's done the lion's share of the damage here. We've got 152 left to burn through. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yes. Okay. That's it for Lae'zel. That's it for her. Astarion, he's not exactly a prime damage dealer because he's dealing piercing. I probably should respect him. And in fact, if you're not an idiot like me, which I am, that probably is something you should have done. The good thing is, though, is I have Slashing Flourish and the Bloodlust Elixir on. So that gives me an extra attack right there. 2 crits to come, so it's not nothing. I don't think I want Sharpshooter on for these hits, though. I think I would rather just leverage the full breadth of the damage of the arrow of undead I'm going to fire at him. Yes. Crit, please. 65. I'll take it. It's all going to come down to Karlach. This is going to be close. Look at the Far Realms. 42. Action Surge. We're down to Slashing Flourishes now. Okay. He's at fucking 1. So he's gonna get a turn before Karlach gets to go. If Karlach gets disabled, it's over. Nope, she's good. She's gonna get her turn. Oh, all Aelin can step in to finish this one off. Okay. I feel proud of that one. I had to think long and hard about the plan here. Ketheric Thorn. Killed on the first turn of combat. Before he even acted. Well, no, he acted. Sorry. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 stomp face. And... Okay. So now that the fight's done, I'm going to break it down. So, that's the entertaining part. If you find this game entertaining at all. I'm going to talk a bit about it. Now that we're in the free and clear, and I'm saving in case I get a crash. And I am still recording, yes? Okay, good. So let's talk about what I just did. So this is an example of maximizing the action economy, where you have to leverage hastes and you're placed in the turn order as best you can, all to achieve an early victory. Nova damage is key. Let's talk about each of the builds. This was originally a Fire Sork if you watched my previous videos, but I respect her to a Stormlord. 6 levels of Cleric for Tempest Domain. Reason being, what happened there? 2 divinity charges for destructive wrath. For some reason, I still have both. Oh, they recover on a short rest. I'm an idiot. Anyway, 2 little pips down at the bottom right there. That's what indicates that. Those charges can be used to maximize lightning or thunder damage. So when I cast a Witch Bolt as a sorcerer, it deals 60 at level 5. Double that for 120. Double it again with a crit for 240. We're doubling from vulnerability. That's what the wetness was for. If I were smart, I would have brought a bottle. I didn't. I had used Great Destroy Water. Still got off 240 damage. I could have done 2 bolts and foregone the Scorching Rays for the acuity, or found another means to bump up my to-hit chance there to 90%. It would have been 60 otherwise. But that's what I chose to do, and it worked. Are there other ways to go about it? Probably. One configuration of character I like a lot is mixing in some Bard levels with the Stormlord. And then... and what that allows you to do is use your attacks to build up acuity to 10. But then you only, depending on how you assign levels, then you probably only get 1 charge. So you're maxing only one of those bolts. The other one is just dealing normal damage. That's still, significant, but because of the vulnerability. But whatever. This is the build I chose. He's weak to lightning. He's not weak to lightning. He's neutral to lightning. With wetness, he becomes weak. So that's how you leverage that best. Don't pay attention to the gear here. The gear is just what was left in place, largely speaking, for the Fire Sork I had together. 3 levels of Lore Bard, 6 levels of Sorcerer for Scorching Rays. Some small changes, like I put heavy armor on, for example, but otherwise this is just equipment doesn't really matter all that much with Stormlords. They do max Witch Bolts. That's what they do. Starion I left as a Swords Bard, ranged, Titan String, and Club. So you leverage the 19 strength with the Titan String bow to deal about a fuck ton of damage. Ketheric is resistant to magical piercing, so his usefulness was limited here. If I were more careful, I probably should have respected him to something else, but I thought, you know what? He still offers a lot of utility, still has action surge with the 2 levels of fighter. He could probably get me out of rough spots in a pinch if I make a mistake, so I just left him. He's not ideal, though. A second monk would have been better here. Lae'zel, speaking of monks, is the monk. I probably made a mistake. When I leveled up to 10, I just took a level of monk because I was thinking I was making my way towards either 8-4 or 9-3 for level 12. There's a debate about whether or not 9-4 or 9-3 or 8-4 are better. I think I favor 8-4. You lose a little bit from not getting level 9 of monk, but you gain another feat. It's kind of a wash. I don't know. I should have taken a 4th level of thief here, though. A 6-4 split would have been better, because that would have given me a second feat, which would have given me alert. And as you can see, her initiative is only +3, so I was playing games there. Could have done that better. But anyway, she's a puncher. And Ketheric Thorn is neutral to magical bludgeoning. He doesn't have any resistances, so that's how I was able to get so much damage through. And I also had a Brand the Weak I didn't have to use, because Karlach never got to take her fucking turn. Karlach was a bruiser, should have had Doomhammer equipped, didn't buy it. I'm an idiot, but get Doomhammer for this fight because it stops his heals from working by bone chilling him. She had the Amulet of Branding on for vulnerability purposes. She was going to make him vulnerable to bludgeoning for 1 swing, which would have been extra good. She had some reverb gear on for reasons, doesn't really matter. Risky Ring for a better chance to hit, and Strange Conduit Ring because she was concentrating on Detect Thoughts at the time of combat beginning. All these things add extra damage here and there. Again, bludgeoning, magical, would have gotten through for full damage of vulnerability for even more. So, all in all, what happened here was I had a well-spec'd party for the fight. I wasn't afraid to respec, which is my biggest piece of advice, is don't be married to a build, don't be married to a party composition. Mix it up if you want it. If you want to beat honor mode and you haven't yet. And here's the thing. 2-point-some-odd% of people who've played this game have beaten honor mode. 98% of you have not. Those who have beaten Honor Mode and moved on to Nightmare difficulty, Tactician, Enhanced, whatever mod you decide to install to make the game harder, Honor Mode is incredibly easy to those people, myself included. This is why I'm doing these videos. It's not to show off, it's just to demonstrate to people that these things are possible. I inspire you to go do them. And maybe just give you some tips along the way of how to get there, how to get yourself over the hump if you're having trouble. So for people like us, this stuff is elementary, I would say. These are basic bitch builds. There's nothing unique or interesting about these. These are like S-tier builds in their class. And I specifically tailored a party to fight Ketheric, which is the big key takeaway here is mix up your party whenever you need to. If you're having trouble with a fight, look at what the vulnerabilities are of that enemy and exploit them. It's the best piece of advice I can give. And you'll get there, because really and truly this is not difficult. It just takes some forethought, it takes some planning, and I believe in you and you can do it. So yeah, it's kind of it's a weird dichotomy, right? Like, people who are over the hump recognize that this is not difficult, but there are still 98% of you out there who are intimidated by Honor Mode. And I think the ultimate goal of this series is to demonstrate to you that you shouldn't be. I just downed what is arguably the hardest boss in the game in a single turn of combat without breaking a sweat or taking much damage at all. I think one of my guys got hurt a little bad there, but whatever. Didn't target anybody else in the room. Let the Mind Flayer eat his own shit. Let all the Necromites just exist. Let all the brains exist, except for taking a bit of Scorching Ray damage for acuity. And here we are. I'm going to continue this series with Act 3. Act 3 is a fucking cakewalk. And we're going to have a lot of fun in Act 3. I'm going to show you ways to not only beat those bosses on the first turn, but to absolutely dominate them. I love killing Raphael. Every time I get a chance to kill Raphael, I revel in it. Just to wipe that smug look off his face. And just fucking gick him. Anyway. Any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. Pardon the Wesley Crusher shirt. Have a good night.